Hi, my name's Travis Miner, and on behalf of Open Door Education, I'm here to share 5 simple tips for the new digital SATs reading section. Tip number 1, read the question first. This used to be a bad strategy on the old SAT, but on the new SAT, this is a really helpful tip. Because every single question comes with its own short passage, it's in your best interest to first read the question so that you know what you're looking for, then read the passage looking for the answer to that question. Tip number 2, find keywords in the text. There are certain words that just tend to be important in terms of creating the structure of an argument. A lot of times, these are relationship words like therefore, thus, because, so, but, however. Look for these words and mark them or make note of them when you're first reading through that passage. This is going to help you to look at the basic structure of the argument and maybe be less likely to get caught up in some of the details or nuances of the proper nouns or verbs contained within that argument. Tip number 3, predict the answer. Before you look at the answer choices, take just a moment and say, if this was open response, how would I answer this question? This is important because it slightly shifts the power dynamic of the test. A lot of students approach the SAT by looking at the answers and saying, which of these do I think is right? That's okay, but it really gives the SAT all of the power. We're saying, where do I agree with the SAT? Instead, flip that around. Predict your answer. Say, I think this is what I would say, or I would write an answer that includes some of this type of information. Then see, where does the SAT agree with me? Tip number 4, eliminate individual words. The SAT is really good at writing wrong answers that are tempting. Most of the answer might be correct, but oftentimes there's a single word or phrase that ruins an otherwise good answer. When you've narrowed it down to a 50-50 choice, you're between 2 different answer choices, rather than look for which answer is perfect, your job is to find what is the word or phrase that ruins an otherwise perfect answer. Remember, it's going to be easier to find what's wrong with an answer than to find an answer that's flawless. And lastly, tip number 5, always go back to the text for evidence. It's important to read the entire text you're provided. Sometimes the very last sentence or even the last few words are going to be really crucial to answering the questions. And if you're looking at the answer choices, you're not finding what you're looking for, you're having trouble coming to an answer, one of the most important things you can do is to go back to the text, reread it, keeping your question in mind, and maybe also keeping in mind what are the differences between the answer choices. Remember, the correct answer must be supported by evidence in the text. So when in doubt, go back to the source. I hope these are helpful tips to get you started on the reading section of the new digital SAT. For more information, visit us online at www.opendoor.education. Thank you so much.